until on the French team until Maxime Vachier-Lagrave came. But somehow he's kind of disappeared a little bit. But obviously from yesterday's game,
White very quickly plays d4, opening the centre, and not the 4 knights variation which we've seen appear quite a lot of late. The Taimanov, which is putting the queen on c7, the knight on c6, next move pretty much guaranteed to play a6 to cover any knight jumps, and that does happen, bishop to e3, and now Caruana playing this quiet move, which he's done in various Sicilians, a3. It looks like a waste of tempi, it looks like a kind of, well, I wouldn't say useless move, but it looks like a move that doesn't really affect the centre or improve White's development, but it does take away the idea of bishop to b4, and it is a bit of a waiting move depending on how Black sets up now. Black setting up with, pawn to b5, takes the sting out of that one because the pawn will not advance to b4, and maybe he's hoping that Bacrot just puts a pawn on d6 and transposes into more classical Sicilians, but he goes for b5, very standard stuff. Now White usually brings a queen out to f3 or puts a queen on d2, but can also just castle kingside, switch plans.
And also checking out the opening database, the main line is actually either the bishop e2, that line that you referenced, but actually to go knight takes knight as well.
Right. Okay, that would be a bit of a question for Bacrot. He would be obliged to decide how to recapture. Black can take back with the queen, Black can take back with the pawn, but he gets away from the board. Yeah.
That becomes
roaring back.
No, I mean it was quite funny actually how both of them just made their move, left the board, and then the other one comes in, and then they switch. And knight takes knight, played quickly.
Quickly and confidently.
Yes, and the main response actually is to capture that knight with the queen.
Yeah, I think maybe 8-9 times out of 10 you want to take back with a piece. You can only consider taking back with a pawn if you're certain that you'll establish a black pawn on e5 and develop pieces. It kind of changes the pawn structure to something almost symmetrical, but black is behind in development. So taking with the queen makes a lot of sense, putting queen and bishop on this long diagonal. But yeah, it feels like the players, they know what's going on. It's still mainline theory at the moment, where Caruana tends to really excel.
Yeah, he really shines that theory. I mean, he was complaining about it himself and he's saying it's become like a meme, like he plays 30 moves and everyone's like, yeah, Fabi's got it worked out until move 50.
It's just reality, that's just how it is. I think all the top players have experienced that at some point.
But the funny thing is when I played Fabi, I got the impression that he didn't really prepare for me, because I was just too weak.
I'm sure it wasn't that, Yolanda.
No, I'm pretty sure it was. I think he just thought, because I don't know, I made him think and I didn't feel like I should have.
Well, that's a win, the first.
I lost though, so.
Well, it's a moral victory.
It was a moral victory.
Forcing Fabiano to think in the opening is not an easy task at all.
Yeah.
Bacrot, though, also, he's, strong.
plan is straightforward for Caruana. Just move the a-pawn up the board.
Yeah, Black's rook will be forced to go passive, and maybe some chances here. The white king needs to mobilize. I just wonder whether you rush, or whether in this position you first bring the king. The black rook's going to go back. Sorry, going to go back either way. Fabiano calmly sipping his water there, or his tea, or his coffee. One move, we're almost at move 60.
Okay.
I do wonder as well.
King F.
Right, king F1. I also wonder whether you just push pawns. Maybe you fix this structure first. I'm not sure how. You need to get in the king.
Okay, so go H.
H4?
Yeah.
Yeah, black will most likely play G4. Now there's a rook in for the white king.
Yeah. And now you can go your plan of...
So what we want to achieve, maybe we should highlight is, for example, if black at some point has to go back and round, white wants to get a situation where any king and pawn endgames are simply winning, so black is never able to take on a7. If black cannot take an a7, then the rook is paralyzed forever. Pushes his a-pawn first, so he's going for something similar, and the question is, why not just bring the king down?
Yeah.
I mean, we fixed the king's pawn structure, that doesn't hurt at all, but king f1. Okay, let's say we put the king rook in the corner.
Yeah.
Nobody puts the rook in the corner. Of us. Just looks winning.
Also, yeah, that looks completely winning. And that was quite straightforward. I was also wondering whether you go rook a6 and try to...
Very straightforward. Rook a6.
Go a7, then rook...
Cut the king off
Yeah.
this round, and then the king, I guess, moves on the 7th. At the right moment, you probably just ditch your pawn and go after all
Yeah.
of Black's. Oh wow, we even
he's
see a resignation.
resigned.
On move 60, he didn't even play on or test Fabiano. It's probably just a dead loss position, but wow, that ended so abruptly.
Wow. And what a kind of chain of events. Can we just do an action replay? Because we joined the game when Fabiano played knight to g4.